it struck us that, you know, in the movie, Jim's character does a lot of very strange things all at once. You know, he learns how to fly a plane, and he learns how to speak Korean, and he signs up for PersianWifeFinder.com, and it occurred to us that there might be something funny in the idea that that would arouse suspicion if somebody were doing all these things. So we have a scene in the movie where
it's not hard to arouse suspicion these days.
Exactly. It made sense that that might put him on the government's radar. And it'll be interesting to see how that changes in January, or if it changes at all. But it just struck us as something funny, you know, just a funny idea for a situation to put his character in as a possible negative result of embracing this yes philosophy.
Well, you know, it's kind of almost like, I mean, there are adjustments that you have to make, and if you have to do an accent, or if you have to, you know, create a background for your character, those are all important things to do. Pardon me, but you're free. Okay, those are all important, but you know, I think that the roles they find you. The roles find you at the right time. It's the perfect dance partner for you at the perfect time. You know, I find I do end up doing movies that I can't not do. So when I did Eternal Sunshine, for instance, I was brokenhearted. So that part was perfect for me. You know, Michel Gondry sat with me and said, "Oh, you're beautiful." Like that. I said, well, we're not shooting for another year. He says, I love this pain. I love the pain. The pain is beautiful. Like that. I said, but it's a year away. And he said, don't get well. Please don't get well. You know. And, so in fact, I was getting well, but I was able to open the wound again. But it was pretty fresh. I don't think I could do Eternal Sunshine the same way now, because I don't have that at the forefront of my psyche, you know. But Yes Man came along at the perfect time, because I wanted to put something positive out into the world, and I felt that way, and I was engaging in life in that way, and I felt like, you know, this is a good thing, and I understood the character hides away as well, so it was perfect for me. It's really like, you know, being attracted to a woman. In a crowded room, you see one person who somehow stands out to you, and that's the one you should dance with, you know. I think it's a basic fear of becoming involved in things, because then you're stuck with the responsibility. And it's also a fear of being seen, you know. I think all of us feel a little broken in certain ways. See, when you get the invite to go to the social event, a lot of times you don't go because you don't want people to see that you have some pain or something going on. And there's the other side of it, that you may get involved in something, you have to work hard to hold up your end of the responsibility, you know. So I find that more people, though, say no kind of in secret ways, and in kind of like, you know, kind of odd, you know, hidden ways. They avoid, you know, I noticed certainly that in USA, people kind of avoiding responsibility or whatever. So I call it, you know, it's instead of United States of America, I call it the United States of avoidance. You know, when I'm thinking of myself, you know, I live in the United States of avoidance, kind of like trying to get out of responsibility, you know.
Well, careful. It's extremely difficult, and I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about it in great depth. It's really tough, because he's just unpredictable. He's a tyrant. He's cruel. I'm kidding. No, Jim, it's funny, everyone asks that question all the time.
Everybody asks it.
And there's an image that maybe they think we keep Jim in a cage, and I yell, action, and we open the cage and he runs out and does something, and then we have to catch him and put him back in. But I don't think that's the case. Do you think that's the case?
No, I actually think, you know, everybody keeps asking if it's difficult to work with Jim, and I just think he's such a great actor and so generous and warm and kind that it makes all of our jobs so much easier. And he always keeps the reality of the situation. So for me, it made my job like, I mean, you're only so good as the actors that you work with, and I was just so lucky to be able to work with Jim.
I love the idea from the beginning. When I first heard the idea of Yes Man and read the script, with Jim at the middle of it, it just kind of made sense, because I found Jim to be a yes man in his real life. And by that I mean someone who just sort of if he does something, he leaps into it and just sort of has a real passion for life. And as the director, that's the kind of actor that you want, someone who's just there and is willing to try anything. And we threw a lot of things at both Jim and Zooey in this movie that they had to do. It was like we were making the movie, but we were also sort of, having night classes of how to ride a scooter or a motorcycle or play guitar or jump off a bridge. So, they were really put through their paces, and it takes a certain kind of actor to leap into that.